You're listening to the podcast. Dark Mode, presented by FPP Broadcasting. This week's episode is number 17. And listen, all right, hear me out. I know. I've already calculated the hate. It's already went into figuring out number 17. I understand. I broke my rules. I I put two bands at 17. Listen, hear me out. Okay, I know. You're mad at me. And that's okay. Is it fair? No. I know you know, but listen. It's the mega super special ska episode featuring Real Big Fish and Streetlight Manifesto. I know. I'm so sorry that I put two bands here. I don't even know where to start with this one. Let's just start at the top. So yeah, Real Big Fish and Streetlight Manifesto. I'm just gonna call this like a ska episode. I mean, I called it the mega the whole title. Listen. I personally have Dane and Hunter to thank for this episode. Yeah, man, summer of ska. It's a junior year. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I couldn't really decide, okay? Because if you were to take both of these bands separately, I probably would rank them outside of the top 50. Maybe like with Streetlight being ahead, obviously. I'm sorry. Like Real Big Fish is like I'll get to that in a little bit, but like Streetlight's definitely like the better one out of the two. I'm gonna get that straight off the gun. All right. Even though I put Real Big Fish in the title first, I know, but that's just I heard them first, so I got to put them first. Yeah, bring this back to the lunch table back in high school, man. Dane just pulling out his iPod and being like, "Yo, check this shit," and it's Real Big Fish live album. Take on Me. I was like, I know I heard this song before, but it didn't sound right. And man, that was insane. That I was like such like a awakening when he was just like, yeah, it's ska. And I was like, ska? It's like, what do you mean? What is ska? And he's like, yeah, man, it's got like, like horns and, fucking upbeat chords. And I was like, I've definitely heard this type of music before, but I couldn't really figure out like where I'd heard it before. And it turns out I heard the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Never can knock on wood, never knock on wood. Never had to knock on wood. I never had to knock on wood. That song's amazing. I had an MP3 player that my dad gave me like way back in the day. I'm talking like before I even like, I'd say probably around the time where I heard like Blink. I don't remember all the songs that were on this MP3 player. And yes, MP3 player, not even like an iPod. Like, I don't remember the brand. But it was a little gray box that like had like the song titles like pop up a little bit. That was an interesting device. It was cool though. I remember The Call. The walls came crumbling down. You know that song, that na 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 na, hey na 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 na. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself or behind myself. I'm losing focus. I'm off the tracks right now, and that's okay because there ain't no turning back when these train is off its tracks. I technically knew Goldfinger too. I mean, there was a Superman song. I mean, that's all I knew. I don't even really count that one. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, though. I listened to that song so freaking much. And then Dane comes to me in high school and it's just like, yo, check out this ska. And I was like, where has this been? I was like, where's this ska wave been, man? Just under my nose. Ugh. Ooh. Freaking ghetto, man. How many more can I get? Whoa. Dude, I got a chance. Oh my god. Oh my. All right, so back in the summer of ska, not the 90s, but literally my summer of ska, which was junior year high school. What a crazy wacky time, which goes perfect with the Real Big Fish aesthetic. And then the Streetlight aesthetic of being very aggressive was also a huge factor back then. For those who didn't really know me, I was in a rocky, rough relationship back then. I guess you could say. My ex girlfriend at the time, man, and like my parents at the same time too. It's just like it was just a weird time, you know. And I was living like my best life at the time too. Like I was in a band. Pretty sure we had won Battle of the Bands that year. Crazy. But what I really want to focus on is the boys, and the boys being Drew, Nate, Hunt, and Dane. We all went to this place called Camp Daniel Boone. I don't even remember exactly where it is, but it's somewhere up in like the Rockies or some shit. It was beautiful as like, you know, if you've been to the mountains, it's just incredible. It's just I don't even know how to describe like mountains. Living in a place where there's no mountains, it's just like, God, they're fucking. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting off the tracks once again. God. All right, okay, I'm back in it, guys. But yeah, um, we would look. I mean, living in Florida, like that was a long way to drive, and really, you know, entertainment in the car back then was just like, you know, talking shit or like maybe watching a movie on like you know, a DVD player. And like you had your you know, your iPod, your phone, your iPhone or whatever back then, you know. It wasn't too much internet capability. Like it wasn't like too good as it is now, but you know, there was music. People had illegally downloaded music, not really legally. Legally this yeah, we purchased the music off of iTunes. Anyways, I listened to Streetlight constantly on that trip. I'm not sure if they were too, but I know I was. Like anywhere we would go, like leaving our camp to like go to any activity where it was like hiking or like whitewater rafting. It was an amazing trip. I'm just gonna say that. But I would just listen to Streetlight like only, and there was only a couple songs that I would listen to, but like I don't know, man. For them to like resonate with me back then, it felt weird. I felt like I was like not doing okay, but Streetlight made it okay because they were like saying things in these songs that I was just like, yeah, yeah, you know what, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna repeat any because I don't want to go into it too much. But you listen to Somewhere in the Between. That whole album is a crisp 10 out of 10, man. That might be the best ska album out there. It is just it's unbelievable. I just want y'all to know that that album is absolutely incredible. It's almost flawless, I would say. And there are songs that have way too much power on this album. Like like no business being this powerful. And they just somehow nail it. Now I know what y'all are saying or thinking. Oh, damn, ska is so wacky. It's so, it's like, oh, it's corny. Like, oh, shut up. You look me straight in the eye and tell me music that you listen to isn't corny. Every single music can be viewed as corny. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Obviously, I'm agreeing with you that ska is corny. It's silly. It's wacky. But Streetlight takes it to like such a different level. The emotions, man. Oh my god, dude. I can like feel them all. I can feel them all inside me. Just coming back from junior year, man. Yeah, bad times, man. Bad relationship with our parents and my ex-girlfriend. I just thought it was all okay too. I really did, man. I was like, sorry, I'm eating pistachios. Trying to stay awake. But yeah, just not fun times. And it's really messed up because I thought it was like fun too. Like, obviously I had fun with like my friends and the stuff we did, jamming, talking shit, doing other things, just typical Tallahassee things. But yeah, like looking back on it now, I was like, man, I was kind of sad. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Back to the albums. Somewhere in the Between, 10 out of 10. Keysby Nights, you can give it like a 9 if you really want. I won't blame you if you give it like a 7. It's fine. Everything Goes Numb. I mean, it's just earlier. It's a little rough, I guess. It's a great album. I don't know what to say. I have not listened to like the last album that Streetlight recorded. I've only listened to the 3 of us, but I can just tell you I'm gonna listen to it soon. It's probably gonna be like an 8 out of 10. Real Big Fish. The only thing you need to listen to is the live album. Our live album is better than your live album because that album it's true. It might be one of the best live albums I've like ever heard. Just because when you hear this album and you see them live, they are literally replicating that. They're just like swearing, telling jokes, and doing wacky shit on stage, and it is just like that's the reason why they're at number 17 with Streetlight Manifesto. Is like combined with that, they were able to push past Blink and Pixies and Daft Punk for me. Just being like true to themselves, man, and just doing something that's like, it's like pushing boundaries that like no one asked for. That's how I would like describe ska, and like it works. Not all the time does it work, but this time it did. And that's why they're at number 17. And, you know, they helped me through dark times. Yeah, I missed out on, I wouldn't say like a lot of stuff, but I missed out on a decent amount of stuff back in high school. And I'm not like blaming anyone, you know, I have no like resentment towards people besides like maybe my dad now, but yeah, I just felt like I was like, not like trapped necessarily, but just kind of like unsure of what was like going on, you know? Like I said previously, I was just going with the flow, you know, and like, I mean, you know, I felt like I was happy, but like, really, I just wasn't, man. I don't know. I missed out on seeing Streetlight. My friends saw him at the House of Blues, and like, I remember thinking, just being like, nah, I don't really care that I missed that. I don't remember why I missed it. Eh. It doesn't really matter. It was my own choice. Um, but yeah, man, I just feel like I miss out on a lot of stuff. And like I just said, it is my choice that I am doing it, but I shouldn't really feel that way. You know, it's like because I missed out on something because it was my choice. It's like why am I feeling like I've like, you know, been like left behind? And I'm not like talking about like anything specifically, but like just in general, like literally I've like felt this way since like pretty much like the dark days in like middle school. Like literally with anything. Anything. Literally just anything and everything. I don't know, maybe it was my upbringing and like how things like played out. It's just how I think now. I just can't seem to like shake it either. I wanna break away from feeling like this, but I can't. Okay, that's a lie. There are certain things that I have been doing recently that have helped with that. But I mean, you know, can I really just go through life? Nah, I can't. That's why I'm doing this right now, getting it off my chest because I can't talk about this in person. I can barely talk about this like right now, but it's like just I don't know. Oh man. When I think about how everything like plays out like a movie almost. You know, things are like blacked out, blocked off in your brain, you know. And if you really think hard enough, sometimes you can remember it, but most of the time, it's just lost. You're left with just the feeling of the memories and not so much the memories. Like I can just remember like just like anger and disgust over dumb stuff. I shouldn't have been involved in most of it, to be honest, but my parents were just like, well, when I say my parents, I really mean my dad was just like so open about like everything in the whole divorce, you know. And I remember thinking, being like, yeah, I want to know this. Like I want to hear what's going on between my parents. Like I want to know. I want to try to fix this. But when they've already been divorced for like 3 years, it's like, oh, you can't really do shit, can you? And you're just like left as like this like little like message boy in between them, you know. It's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, what are you really gonna do? Me talking to myself and just being like, well, how are you gonna fix it? And I can't. Obviously, now I don't care. I don't give a absolute fuck. I say that with like the deepest like intent. Like I just don't care anymore. Back then I did, and I'm talking about that. But yeah, I guess my mom tried to like kind of like steer me away from it, but I just didn't want to believe her, man. I just wanted to know what was going on. And honestly, to this day, I really don't know what was like the big deal. Like I know like my dad's like a piece of shit, but like I didn't see that until like pretty like, recently. And it's funny because like I bet if you talk to like anyone who actually met him back when I was growing up, they were all kind of like, "Man, we really like this guy." And I was always like, "Nah, man. Nah, that's my dad." Like, what? It's just my dad, but the older I got, I just saw how he just treated like everyone, man. I was just like, "Bro." I was like, "Come on, man. I stuck by you." Like, what do you mean? uh, it's always about money, man. Fucking money.
Care to explain yourself? Okay.
All right, on to honorable mentions. First up, we have Moon Hooch. Now, I know what you're thinking. Moon Hooch, can you really put them in the top 100? Because that's what these honorable mentions are. They are bands who did not make the top 20, but they probably lie out somewhere near the 100 area. I'm going to put Moon Hooch at like 99 because they have so much talent, bro. It's just two saxophones and a drummer. Like, bro, incredible. Unbelievable music with what they have, with what they're given, with what they use. Next up we have Lettuce. Um Man, Lettuce is incredible. that is a jam band. Probably like put like Humphrey McGee's somewhere up there too, man. Just like these jam bands because ska is just like there's so many different parts that are just like jamming all together and it's so intense. It doesn't have to be intense, but it can be. And that's what Streetlight brings to the table. Real Big Fish brings the wackiness. I've already said this. uh Maybe like can I just say a genre? Can I say jazz? I don't think there's any jazz bands in the top 20, but I would rank the genre of jazz. What am I even saying right now? Damn, that's all my honorable mentions? No, hold on. Hold on. There's got to be more honorable mentions. I can't seem to find any more honorable mentions. If there is more, I'll say more in the next video. Um, but yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Let's see where we're at. Oh my god, over 20 minutes. All right. Well, I mean, listen, hey, I expected these to get like longer as they've went on. I guess you could say. I bet you when we get to like number one, it's gonna be like an hour long. It's gonna be the full podcast because everything's just gonna be a highlight. If you want to hear the full podcast, go to iTunes, iPodcast. I mean, wait, just go to your podcast button on your Mac. You have a Mac. I see you looking at it right now. If you're listening to this on your phone, listen. Hey man, thanks. Honestly, I don't watch any YouTube videos on my phone. That just seems kind of weird to me. um, yeah, man. I don't know what really else to say. I feel like that's it. I mean, ska ranking at number 17. with these two bands leading it. Kind of crazy. I won't do this again, guys. I promise. There's not gonna be two bands combined together because that would make for some interesting conversations, bringing bands like together versus other bands, like a duos, kind of like Survivor season 29, Blood vs. Water. I want to talk to y'all a second about this season. Just kidding. We're actually out of time. I'm getting the signal from my man over there. Yeah, you guys want to hear the next you guys want to hear the next band? This one this one's really good actually. Man, to put this band over all the bands I just talked about, I feel like I'll get more hate for this one. Is anyone giving me hate? Listen, feel free to give me hate. I kind of thrive off of it and doing things out of spite, but you guys ready? At number 16, we have Vampire Weekend.